Coming up, TikTok CEO testifies in Congress.
And what Spokane County Sheriff's Office spent $159,000 on.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Brinkley Hill.
And I'm Alexander Huddleston. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
TikTok CEO Shao Chu testified today before Congress. Lawmakers questioned the app's ties to China and its potential national security risk. According to CNN, lawmakers accused the company of actively spying on U.S. users, but Chu made sure to provide answers and correct lawmakers' misinterpretations. With Congress still pushing to outlaw TikTok, it continues to be the top downloaded app in the U.S. with over 150 million users.
I don't really use TikTok that much, but well, Brinkley, I heard there was a health and wellness fair going on in Moscow. Let's send it over to our reporter Nick Beck to give us more info. Nick?
Thanks, guys. I'm here right now at the Latah County Event Center. There's a health and wellness fair going on. As you can see behind me, there's a bunch of booths set up from local businesses and organizations. They're handing out pamphlets and promoting a healthy lifestyle. They've also got some snacks as well as prizes, so be sure you don't miss out on that. That's all I've got here in Moscow, sending it back to the desk.
Spokane County Sheriff's Office is purchasing 155 rifle suppressors for $159,000 to help reduce hearing loss. 7 officers between the Sheriff's Office and Police Department have reported permanent hearing loss after incidents involving a gun. The suppressors, sometimes known as silencers, muffle the sound of a shot by 30 decibels, with the accessory that screws onto the tip of a gun lowering the volume of a rifle to about the sound of a jackhammer.
And there's a new art exhibit to check out on campus next week. If you swing by the Jordan Schneitzer Museum of Art, you could check out the Master of Fine Arts thesis exhibit. Starting on Tuesday, it will include pieces that have been worked on for several years by 4 Master of Fine Arts graduate candidates. The exhibit runs through May 6th and is free to the public.
There's an event happening in Pullman. We sent Murrow News 8 reporter Danny Flynn to find out more.
For the 20th year in a row, Pullman Parks and Recreation is hosting their annual youth sports swap.
A way for people that want to get rid of any equipment that their children have grown out of or they have extra things of, that they can kind of bring it in and basically leave it for someone else that's looking for something that maybe doesn't have the ability to go out and afford a pair of cleats or shin guards or something like that.
So here we are in room 208 where the youth sports swap is happening, and if we take a look around some of the equipment here, we got some golf clubs over here, putters and drivers, some baseball bats, baseball pants, a gi, some more baseball pants, shooting sleeve, cleats, really anything you could want. And the thing is too, if you have leftover sports equipment that you're not using, it's old, doesn't fit you anymore, this is a great spot to drop it off and give it to someone who needs it a little bit more than you.
The room will be open until 7 p.m. tonight, so if you're in need of sports equipment or have extra sports equipment, swing on by. With Murrow News 8, I'm Danny Flynn.
Emmett Stratton is a 12-year-old boy in Pullman who was diagnosed with duplication 9P syndrome when he was a baby. But Stratton does not let his diagnosis hold him back from enjoying extracurricular activities. He enjoys playing basketball and is riding his specially made bike just for him. However, the Stratton family is trying to get Inman a new bike because he is outgrowing his old one. The family joined the group Enabling Explorers and hopes to win a new bike in a giveaway put on by the group. In order to win, the family has to earn the most votes or raise $5,850. To help Inman get his new bike, you can donate to the cause by going to the creativegiveaway.com/Inman Stratton.
Switch Engineering Laboratories based in Pullman has invented a new solution to prevent wildfires that are caused by downed power lines. Pre-programmed algorithms in SEL system will cut off power to broken power lines within a few hundred milliseconds. The project has successfully been tested in California and it should be running in high fire areas by 2026.
Wow. As someone that calls California home, this technological improvement will play a huge part in the fight against wildfires. I mean, fire season is consistent as football season around town. I mean, back home, it's like we all know it's coming. So this will be huge.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see how there's a decrease in smoke during that football season. But after this break, find out when WC's homecoming and family weekends will be for next school year.
And the weather forecast for the week. So stay tuned.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
The new school year for returning and incoming students will be here before you know it. 2 major dates were announced this past Tuesday. The Cougs will kick off their homecoming game on October 14th, and 3 weeks later, WSU will have their family weekend with the Cougs taking on the Stanford Cardinal. Many plans will go on sale in May, while the tickets for the home and away contests will be available later this summer.
Today marks the first day of fasting for Ramadan, the holiest month in Islam. Muslims around the world spend Ramadan going to their local mosque, donating to charities, and spending extra time in prayer, as well as fasting as a way to get closer to God. Fasting starts at sunrise and ends at sunset, usually with a dinner, a huge dinner every night. Carrington, what is the weather going to look like heading into the first weekend of Ramadan?
Well, luckily, we've hit our first day of spring, which was this past Monday, on Monday the 20th. And moving on to today, we're going to have a high of 43 and a low of 31 degrees, along with a little bit of winds going about 16 miles per hour, going to the northeast direction. You have about a 6:44 sunrise and a 7:05 sunset. Moving on tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty similar day as to today. We're going to have a high of 41 and a low of 29 with another 16 mile per hour wind going to the west side, with a sunrise at 6:44 and a sunset at 7:06. Moving on to the state map, as you can see, the weather's starting to get warmer. Starting from the west side, it's going to be a little bit warmer in Seattle opposed to Olympia, being in the mid-50s opposed to the mid-40s, with about the lows of the mid-30s. Moving on to the east side of Washington, we're going to have a high of 58 and a high of 54 in Yakima, and also going to Pullman, we're going to have a high of 43 and a low of 31, along with Spokane being a little bit hotter. Moving on to the 5-day weather forecast, is where you got to be careful. Don't let it deceive you. So starting with today and tomorrow, we're going to have those type of days. But moving on to the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you got to make sure you stay warm as possible. Make sure you don't let it fool you with the weather. Despite it being spring, snow is coming. So make sure you bundle up, stay warm, and make sure stay safe for the upcoming days. I'll send it back to the desk with Alex and Brinkley.
Thanks so much, Carrington. Coming up next, which live mascot was treated right here at WSU?
And see what Mariners ranked in ESPN's top 100 baseball players of 2023.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Tama, the Seattle Seahawks live mascot, is now healthy after having a procedure done to remove a concerning growth in his left foot. According to WSU Insider, Tama had his procedure done here at WSU that was led by Dr. Marcy Logsden, who is a falconer and an exotics veterinarian at WSU's Veterinary Teaching Hospital in Pullman. Logsden said that Tama will be ready for the season opener. The Sweet 16 has officially kicked off in the NCAA Men's March Madness tournament. 4 of the 8 games will be played today, with 2 of them currently underway. The score in the Michigan State and Kansas State game is 38-43, with Kansas State winning, while the score for the Arkansas and UConn game is 17-25, with UConn winning. The two other games tonight will be Florida Atlantic versus Tennessee at 6 p.m. and Gonzaga versus UCLA at 6:45 p.m. Ja Morant is back on the court now after serving his 8-game suspension. He was back on the bench Monday night as Memphis took out Dallas 112-108. The Grizzlies announced that they are resting Morant because of a return to competition reconditioning. The Grizzlies went 5-3 without Morant, who stepped away on March 4th, but the team is excited to have him back as he is a key player for them. ESPN released its top 100 baseball players for 2023, and 5 of those players belong to the Seattle Mariners. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez leads the team at the number 7 spot, while the Mariners have 3 starting pitchers on the list, with Luis Castillo at 37, George Kirby at 91, and Logan Gilbert at 98. New Mariner right fielder Teoscar Hernandez is also on the list at 99. And I don't know about you guys, but with the Mariners having 5 players on that top 100 list, that's got to have Mariner fans very excited for the upcoming season.
I mean, yeah, after this last season, making this playoffs, but honestly, love Julio, great player. Isn't it a little high to put him at 7? It's a little high, right?
I completely disagree. He is the future of the Mariners. Great player, and I think it just means that going into this season, he's really going to lead the team. It's going to be an excellent season. Super excited for it. And don't go anywhere because we will be back right after this commercial break.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
I hope you're hungry because today is a National Tamale Day. To celebrate this national holiday, WSU is selling student-made tamales during lunch. These tamales came from a student tamale making party hosted by the Center for Civic Engagement back on March 8th. This was in collaboration with the school's dining services chefs, and if you're hungry, there still might be some left at Carlita's in the Cub. I am so excited about this national holiday. I personally love tamales. I've gotten some of the best tamales I've ever had at the Moscow Farmers Market. What about you guys?
Carlita's in general is great. So, tamales, let's go. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I personally haven't had tamales in a while, but when I do have them, I love them. I really love tamales.
You're gonna have to go get some today. National holiday.
I'm picky. I don't eat anything, so.
You don't eat?
you don't make tamales?
No, I don't make none of that crap.
No?
Sorry guys, but not my preferred food. I'm a preferred picky eater, so I eat what I need to eat to stay alive.
Gotcha.
Carrington prefers ramen, but go get your tamales today.
Hey man, I'm just being real out here. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for watching. If you miss anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
Of course, more news can be found at nwpb.org/emanate, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.